We're back! Mario Party 2, 2 versus 2 minigames.
Seems to be a lot fewer of them.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot more of the 4-player games. So as with the 1v3s, you get to pick what teams there are each time. Toad Bandstand. There was Mario Bandstand in Mario Party 1. That was just a 4-player game. In this, it's 2v2, and it's Toad. But it's otherwise the same game. You get, it's a rhythm game. You get your staff, you press the button when the thing comes up to hit the thing. Whichever team makes the fewest mistakes wins. Start! And it can be a tie. In a tie, nobody wins. And yeah, you can see the bar is split, where the first half of the segment is the left team and the second half is the right team. So, each team does actually get, like, a different bar to play. And then there's an ending bit that just kind of takes time, where nobody's doing anything, because it's got to wrap up the song. This game, when you have a computer partner, is a little, like, it feels unfair, because the computers will mess up randomly. So even if you play perfectly, if your computer partner messes up more often than both of your computer opponents combined, you will lose. And that happened in the last one. That's more of a problem in the minigame Coaster than when you're just fucking around doing whatever, but that's the thing. There are 2 different songs.
You know, it would have been nice if they added songs from Mario RPG. You know, they had the
yeah.
Cool. That would have been nice.
That would have been nice. But licensing, copyright issues?
Yeah,
probably legal.
Finish!
Anyway, that's the 2 different songs that you can get in Toad Bandstand. Bobsled Run. This is the one that was in Mario Party 1 actually as a 2v2. It's pretty much the same thing, just with the course is slightly different, and now the course has speed boosts. So you start out, you tap A to run your bobsled onto the course, and then you use the control stick to aim, to steer. And both players steer cooperatively. So you do need to be holding forward to actually go forward. I discovered that if you just stop pressing forward, you will come to a complete stop, even though you're on a slope.
Oh dear.
So it's, after a while, you start getting the wall will go away off the sides and you'll have pits, and there's some sections where you have a little ledge that you fall off.
And if you fall off, you
if you
lose, but that doesn't mean that race is over.
Yeah, if you fall off the edge, then the other team still has to make it to the end. If both teams fall off the edge, it's a draw.
What's that little flag there doing?
That's the speed boost.
Oh.
The little chevron thing. It's always the same course. There's only the one bobsled course here.
With a timer for fastest
Yeah,
time.
you've got the high score up there. At the end here, that speed boost is kind of a trap, because immediately after that, there are no walls and on a thin platform. So, like, you can get the speed boost and still stay up. It's hard. The loser flies off into the distance.
Oh dear.
But yeah, you see here's what happens when someone goes off. The other player is still racing, and then if they go off, it's draw. Handcar Havoc. This is another one that was in Mario Party 1. One major difference, though, is that in this version of the game, you cannot fall off the track.
Oh, well, that's good.
So in this version, if you end up leaning too far over the turn, you come to a complete stop instead. Also, it has like a little speedometer.
Max.
But, yeah, otherwise it's the same. You tap the button repeatedly to pump the handcar. You
So
lean left or right. If you want to lean onto the inside of the curve.
130 miles per hour is the fastest speed known to man.
Well, known to handcars. No, it went up to 140 as max.
Oh, okay.
This is another one that has a high score, for some reason. I think just all of the games that work on that have a timer like that are on high score. Balloon Burst! This is another one that was a 4-player game in Mario Party 1 that is now 2v2. You've got your air pump, you press A to push down and B to pull up, or Z to pull up. It actually tells you explicitly in the advice there that when the pump is flashing, then you will get more effect from pushing the pump afterwards. So, ideally, you want to perfectly time it so that you completely fill the pump and then completely empty the pump. Sky Pilots. This one's fun and different. You are on a team flying this little sky plane flappy car. One player is steering it, the other player is flapping the wings. So the player flapping the wings basically does it similar to how the balloon burst was. You want to get him as high as possible and then as low as possible, and you use the control stick to flap. So push up to blow the wings up and down to blow the wings down. So the one player determines the pace of your thing, and the other player actually steers. And you've got these rainbow circles, rings that you go through for a speed boost. You have cannons that you need to avoid, because if you get shot, then you get knocked. Each of the rainbow ring things has 2 rings, like, in a row, and if you aim... Once you've entered a rainbow ring, when you're boosting, you cannot steer. You just go forward. So you need to line up.
It also seems like you can't flap either.
Yeah. Because you're just boosting permanently.
Just coasting.
But yeah, if you line it up properly before you enter the first one, then you can enter the second one for extra boost. And there's getting hit by a cannon. And there were also those, like, floating Bowser balloon bombs earlier as well.
Who's it at?
Yeah, the, cannons really can fuck you up. Because, like, they really do aim for you, and they tend to aim pretty well. This is another game that has a high score, by the way.
Yeah. Torpedo Targets.
Torpedo Targets. One player is piloting the submarine, the other player is piloting the torpedoes. So, the one player steers the stub and can go forward and backwards. The other player fires the torpedoes, and then once the torpedo is out, they can steer the torpedo. But you only have the one camera for each team. So, you can only see what's directly in front of your sub based on where your partner is going. You've got targets. Whichever team hits the most targets wins. It's pretty easy to get a draw on this game just because the numbers are so low.
What happens if you shoot the team?
When you shoot your opponents, they get stunned for a moment.
Okay.
That is what the advice thing of this game says. Also, there's a sunfish. I don't know if it actually does anything, but it's there. Yeah, the
hard to see anything.
If you end up backing up against a wall, then the camera is very uncooperative. So don't do that if you're piloting the submarine. Yeah, this I think is one of the better games.
It's certainly unique. It involves a lot of cooperation.
Yeah. Like, I like the 2v2 games where each player on the team is doing something different.
Yeah. Though, it seems like 2v2 games don't come up that often.
Yeah. It's, like, there are fewer of them than the other types. Because, you know, you've got to have the split of colors evenly.
Looney Lumberjacks.
Looney Lumberjacks. In this, you are a lumberjack team. You are on opposite ends of a big saw. You push A to pull the saw backwards, and B to push the saw forward. You need to coordinate to both be sending the saw in the proper direction. If you're trying to send the saw in opposite directions, then it doesn't move, because that's how physics works. Whichever team gets through their log first wins. Magnet Carta. This one is tricky, because you have tank controls and an overhead view.
Oh.
You've got a little car with a magnet on the front. You drive it, you grab a coin thing with your magnet, and then you need to bring it back to your team's hole. This is another bonus game, so everyone has as many coins as their team collects. There's a series of single coins, bags, and a treasure chest. The single coins are 1, the bags are 5, the chest is 10. Once somebody has grabbed an object, they will not let it go until it is above a hole. So, like, you can't steal an item from somebody once they've grabbed it, but you can bump into them repeatedly to make them, unable to get back to their hole with it. Once all of the coins are collected, then it ends. Or it ends when the timer runs out. And you get all the coins that you have. Cake Factory! So, cakes are in high demand. We know this. We've seen this before.
Yeah,
Mario ran a cake factory. So here you've got...
helped build cakes as well.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi, they've had experience building cakes together. So, one player needs to place the cakes, the other player needs to place strawberries. You place a cake, and you place a strawberry on top of the cake, and that's a cake that is successfully made. If you put the strawberry down before there's a cake, or if you put 2 cakes before a strawberry, then it is bad, and you need to start over.
Okay, but what if you put 2 strawberries on top of each other?
Well, once you put when you put 1 strawberry down, then it goes away. Because that's either the end of a cake, or you've screwed up already. Also, the more important thing, though, is the timing of grabbing ingredients. Because if you miss when grabbing an ingredient, you are, like, stunned for a significant time?
My hands are empty!
What? I didn't... Where's the cake?
Speed hockey.
Speed hockey! It is, 2-player Pong. 2v2 Pong. Basically. It's hockey, you've got a shell, you're on a track, you move up and down. Whoever gets to 3 points first wins, or, if the timer runs out, whoever has more points currently wins, and that can be a draw. The shell speeds up over time. Make sure you don't get an own goal, because it's Pong. It will just go. Yeah, I had some difficulty with this one because being the back rank player is difficult. Because, especially if your front rank player is just doing whatever the fuck randomly.
Yeah, if they stay in front of you and it bounces quickly between the two of you.
That gets rough. Destruction Duet, which has multiple types. You are on a team to smash a Bowser statue. Whoever destroys it first wins. You've got punches, jump kicks, and hip drops. Hip drops do the most damage, jump kicks do more than punches. Different attacks do different amounts of damage. But it's... You know, obviously the jump kicks take longer to pull off than a punch, and a hip drop takes longer than any of that. And if you screw it up like I just did and run over it and fall on your partner, then they get stunned. Because you've hopped on them, because that's how the engine works. So the first type has the statue crouching down. The second type has the statue standing up. I think you can still jump on top of it in the second type once it's damaged a bit. Maybe? But
otherwise it's really tall.
Yeah, it's tall. You definitely cannot jump on top of it at first. So the hip drop is really only, like, usable in type 1. But, like, generally the trick to doing this is you want to do a jump kick with as low jumps as possible. To do the fastest of the stronger attacks. And there's statue type 3, which also has arms raised up. So it's stretching out even taller. This one you can definitely never hip drop.
So don't try, or you'll just mess up your teammate.
Well, if you try to hip drop, then you'll just hip drop on your side, because you cannot get above it.
You'll mess up your teammate.
Exactly. You are stuck on a 2D plane in this game. You cannot run down away from the statue. I think. Maybe?
There's really no reason to try.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a game of attack fast. It's basically Street Fighter bonus game. Dungeon Dash. This was the other one that we unlocked from buying stuff.
Yeah.
This one is I forget the name of it, but this was also in Mario Party 1, where both players are on little like skis.
Oh yeah.
And they need to push the direction at the same time together to step, and if you don't push at the proper time, then you'll fall over.
Three-legged race, except 2 legs.
Yeah. And also in this, there's potobos. Don't hit a podobo, because then you'll get burned. And also there's a thwomp. Don't hit a thwomp, because you'll get flattened. If the thwomp is in front of you, then you can't pass it, because it's a block. And this is the last of the 2v2 games. So
What does that mean? What's next for us?
Well, that's all of the normal minigames. So we're done with Minigame Park for now, which means next we're going to be checking out Minigame Stadium. So come back for that tomorrow.